Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and welcome to my family's Jewish Thanksgiving. We'll be cooking a classic, brisket. My family is originally from Germany, but now has dispersed across Massachusetts, New York, Virginia, England, and even Israel. And this is the one time a year where we all come together, and this dish is not only tasty, but symbolic of our Jewish heritage. Oh, it sounds like my oven's preheated, so let's get into it. The recipe we are using today is from my mom, but it is inspired by friends and family's briskets in the past, and it is a recipe that has been passed down to us with an incorporation of our own tastes. Let's go over the ingredients with a poem. Inside the brisket. Patience for this meal, it is a slow cooking roast. About 3 hours till tender, a rewarding process however. Slow but rewarding, a familiar phrase throughout our history, perhaps referring to our own ancestry, their historical journey to establish homelands. Embracing their hardships within our very own recipe. 1 dry onion soup mix, can you see what it depicts? And 2 tablespoons tomato paste, although it is all about the final taste. Embracing their sweet moments within our very own recipe, 1/2 cup brown sugar, and more importantly, the most special ingredient all across, 1 can whole cranberry sauce. Patience pays off for this meal. It is a slow cooking roast, about 3 hours till tender, a family tradition forever. Now let's learn more about this special dish while it cooks. Brisket originates from Israel and has a long history in the U.S. dating back to the indigenous Indians of southern Texas. Here you can see where this beef comes from on the cow, and it is actually one of the toughest cuts because brisket is the muscle responsible for supporting about 60% of the cow's weight. Also, since this cut is from the front of the animal, it is kosher, making it popular in Jewish culture. Looking at an environmental standpoint, the Silver Ferns Farms release stated that grass-fed cattle produce 20% more methane than grain-fed cattle, meaning that grass-fed cattle produce more carbon emissions, warming the planet. Knowing this, I'm glad that my family was more sustainable by purchasing our brisket from a grain-fed cow from our local butcher shop. Now let's head over to the cranberry box to investigate our recipe's special ingredient. Cranberries originated from North America, and this fruit has its place in many different cultures. To Eastern Indians, they were sagamanish. To Cape Cod tribes, they were ibami, or bitter berry. To Native Americans, they were wonderberries due to their discovery of their medicinal values and ability to dye clothes with the fruit. Finally, in the late 1600s, the early German and Dutch settlers started calling it the cranberry because of the flower's resemblance to the head and bill of a crane, and that's the name that stuck. In the late 1800s, cranberries became farmed on a large scale, and people went from hand-picking the berries to dry and wet harvesting. Cranberries are a natural fruit of the earth but have negative ecological effects when not harvested organically. The Ocean Spray Company owns 95% of the cranberry market and doesn't produce an organic line. Use of pesticides in immense water and land consumption factor into environmental harm. To enjoy cranberries more sustainably, making an effort to purchase organic cranberries is the way to go. It's finally done! We're back in the kitchen and it smells amazing in here. Look at that. You know, the unique concept behind brisket is that there's no wrong way to cook it. Traditionally, Jews' briskets are braised in liquids that range from ketchup to Dr. Pepper to even soy sauce. In Jewish tradition, brisket is usually served on Rosh Hashanah, Passover, and on the Sabbath. In my family's tradition, we add Thanksgiving to that list. Overall, brisket is a way to incorporate our religion into the holiday and reminds us of our heritage, and is also what makes our Thanksgiving feast so unique. We conclude our dinner each year with the early family Hanukkah celebration and celebrate fall birthdays as well. I mean, gifts and good food, that is enough to make this holiday a favorite among the Knopfs. Ultimately for us, Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful, enjoy each other's company, celebrate our freedom, embrace our religion, eat of course, and I almost forgot to mention, enjoy my brother and cousin's music.
La 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 la